Hello.
Ew.
Hi. Hello. Hello. We're waiting for the Facebook delay. Hi. Let's dance. Come on in. Everybody come on in. Hi, everyone. I am Alicia McBride. Look, I remembered to introduce myself this time. My name is Alicia McBride, in case you didn't know who I was, who I am. We are here with Kimberly. Is it Nice or Nice?
It is nice.
It is Nice.
Yes, it is.
I forgot to ask you. Look, well, there's always something, isn't there?
There's always something.
There's always something. So we are here today celebrating the empath effect. Powerful stories of love, courage, and transformation. Woohoo!
Yes.
This little book, I guess it's not so little.
No, it is not. It's a substantial read.
Yes. So this book went to #1 international bestseller. Woo woo. And people are comparing this book to Chicken Soup for the Soul. What a high honor. So I am super excited about that. I'm telling everybody. You're gonna get tired of hearing me say it, but I don't care, because I'm super thankful and I'm so grateful. And you guys have done a wonderful job helping this book come to life. So let me tell you about Kimberly. Kimberly Nice is a master energy work practitioner, intuitive minister, QHHT facilitator, advanced illness doula, teacher, and spiritual counselor. She is devoted to assisting clients in clearing away the weeds of trauma, thus creating a more balanced and joyous life. It's Kim's belief that each individual possesses the key to unlocking their own wholeness. She channels multiple types of Reiki light energies and draws from shamanic traditions during session. Kim has experienced profound physical and spiritual breakthroughs during her journey of self-discovery, including a spontaneous healing of illnesses and a 155-pound weight loss. Find her online at gentlearrowenergyhealing.com. And her website is in this description of our video here.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi.
Kim. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to talk to you today. We've not spent as much time together as I would have liked. So I'm actually grateful to have this exchange with you today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for being here. I love your energy. I think I've told you this before. Like, I just like sitting next to you. Just, yes. Like we sat next to each other. I made sure we sat next to each other at that dinner because I love your energy. It's just very grounded and centered, and like Dr. Nicole, you stay in your own space. And like my energy wanders. My energy is super curious. It's like over here, it does this, it does that, it visits people across the world. Like it wanders. But I love how you're like super in control of your energy, and it feels good.
Thank you. It's been a long haul. It's been a long journey to get to this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly has. It certainly has. And, it's funny in the pre-interview chat that we had a few minutes while we were both setting up, getting beverages, I paused my washing machine. We talked about some of the feedback that we've gotten, and the feedback that I've gotten about my particular article, because
which is called
Out of the Zen and Into the Fire.
Perfect.
Yeah. The feedback I've gotten as a whole of our book is how lovely and different the stories are, but yet there's this commonality, how these very tough, gut-wrenching struggles have birthed, these amazing transformations, and I wanted to touch on the fact, because some of the feedback that I got was how easily my article flowed, that it was a deep read, but it was an easy read. And I wanted to touch on the fact that it was not an easy birth. This article did not have an easy birth. the idea was there, of course, because it wasn't something that I had to create. It was my story. It was my story, and a very abbreviated version of my story. So I sat with some discussion points, the things that I wanted to get across, and I stared at that outline for months and literally found other things to do. Like I just I let my attention deficit disorder drive the bus. I really did. I was like, oh, my TV stand is dusty. I have a hangnail. Oh, that laundry's piling up. And there was literally like 4 pairs of jeans in the wash, you know, but anything to escape dealing with this reality. But yet I really wanted to tell my story. So I wanted to share that because I think it's important for people to deal with who they are, where they are. And yes, there's this falsehood that you have to be in prayer mudra, sitting in meditation for an hour a day and be a Reiki master to reach spiritual enlightenment. And that's crap. It's just crap. Wherever you are is where you are. And there's a lesson in that. And there's an unfolding in that. And I want people to start really focusing on the now and what spirit, God, their higher self, source energy is trying to show them in the now.
Let me tell you, my favorite place to meditate is laying in bed, staring at the ceiling. And it works for me. Like it works really well for me. I listen to music. Like the laying in bed, that must be my favorite part, right? I'm laying in bed, I'll put my hand on my heart and I'll turn on the music. And it just, that you have to do what works for you, and you have to be okay with what that looks like.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. My clients, my students get so tired of this thing that I say all the time of write your own Bible.
Yeah.
And I actually gleaned that phrase from my dear friend and fellow contributor, Willie. Write your own Bible, take what you can use and leave the rest. And what is this moment? What is this situation trying to teach you? One of the most powerful intuitives I know cannot meditate. She cannot meditate. Running. Girl can run for miles. She'll call me from the treadmill. How she can have a full conversation while running,
no,
it's beyond me. But
could not do that.
I digress. That's her story. But that's how she meditates. So definitely find out what your tools are, find out what your gift is, and use what you've got. Because anything else is an excuse. So, but that being said, the end of my story, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone or too much of it away, but I took a trip right before the transcript was due with you, Alicia, and I ended up locking myself in a hotel room for 3 days with no distractions. I took food. I put my phone on do not disturb. I unplugged the television. It was literally me and my computer. And I cried. I wrote for a while and then had to sleep. And then I woke up and it was done. And yeah. But it was not this graceful cup of tea and a bowl of sage. I'm just gonna type today. No. There was snot and tears and tissues, and I'm sure that the housekeeping person came into the room and was like, what in the bloody hell happened in here? But I literally
a healing journey. Yeah. A healing journey happened.
Yes. Because what people, I'm sure some people get it, but as you read through the story, my telling of the story, I relived each and every word, each and every sentence. And then you go back and you examine it, the little herbs and spices, the little bits and pieces, you really have to examine it in order to articulate it in a way that the reader really understands where you were in that moment, and the things that I thought that I had healed, the layers that wrap back around and allowed even a deeper healing. It was just fantastic. It was just fantastic. So, and I truly hope as people crack this book open and read all of our stories, I hope it ignites something in them, because I mean, with 22 different flavors, we're like the Baskin Robbins of spiritual experiences here. I mean, there is literally something for everybody. I mean, if you can't relate to the female perspective on your healing journey, we have the male perspective.
We have men. Yes. We have men who were willing to share their
yes.
And be vulnerable.
And that's something that's really coming into being, which I'm very, very just thrilled with the healed masculine energy, or the men with the desire to heal, that are showing up now. It's just
crack
beautiful.
It open.
It's just beautiful. Yes. And we've got the maternal energy. We've got the trials and tribulations of motherhood. We have the crone energy. As I'm entering my crone phase, and I think it was important to share that I wasn't 25 when this happened. Yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late. I was 48 when I figured out what I wanted to be when I grow up.
It's never too late.
No.
Oh my gosh.
But to say that, I'm like, but Kim, what are you? what exactly is that? Because as I learn, I'm constantly pulling in new tools, and I can't get over how much my clients and my students teach me as well. It's
a constant learning journey. Like
it really is. You
can't stop learning.
Yeah. And I just dig it. I really do.
I know readers will resonate with this, and I know that they will experience healing. Because the first time I read the book, I was a hot mess afterwards. And I read it really fast. And I read it all, everybody's just back to back to back. And I know that every author in this book experienced a great deal of healing while they wrote their article, because I felt it. Mm-hmm. So I know you're not alone. And I know that happened. I know it happened for me when I wrote my article. I still cry when I read my own, when I read my own story, I still cry. When I talk about my own story, I still cry. I'm not healed from that yet. And it'll probably take a little while longer. Mm-hmm. But I know that every author experienced healing, just, like you said, having to relive what you were writing, having to process through it again so that you could articulate it well enough, so that readers would understand it and there's flow. And I think that's beautiful. Like, I love that. Mm-hmm. I get so excited when people share and heal and are vulnerable and say, like, this happened and it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't good at all, but it happened. And, like, I look at my own story, and a lot of stuff happened, not only in my story in the book, but surrounding that. And it wasn't good. But it got me to where I am today. So I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without having been through that. So it's kind of like the double-edged sword, or the bittersweet. I feel really good today. Like, today, I am the healthiest I have ever been, physically and mentally. I for the first time in my life, I am not being abused by myself or by someone else. Like, it, that's amazing. So I want to, I want to congratulate you on being vulnerable and sharing and being brave enough to lock yourself in a hotel room to get it out, because that dust on the TV stand was definitely going to take over.
Oh my gosh. I mean, thank God for the extra Kleenex that I took along, and those Pepperidge Farm Milanos. I think they got me through. Yeah, because there are some things, yes, that hummus and green pepper slices will get you through, but then there are some things that are just meant for chocolate. And
Chocolate.
I was grateful for the chocolate, but it's here, and it's been, just to touch on again how incredibly healing it's been. It's just, yeah, for people who have read it and shared their stories, given me their feedback, how, oh, Kim, of course they were very kind in the way they said it, but basically, oh, Kim, I didn't realize that your life was such a shit show. I'm like, yes, it was for a lot of years, And, some of the conversations that I've had with my children over this, I mean, and they lived through it with me, but to read it in words, it was, it created some conversations between my children, and it was a catalyst for some apologies. I mean, my younger daughter, case in point, I said to her, I'm really sorry that you were raised by such an unhealed version of me, So we got to have that discussion, that I tried my very best with all the tools or lack thereof I had at the time. And you had a crappy childhood. We owned that. We had that conversation. And she basically said, Mom, you don't know how much therapy you just saved me by speaking that truth and owning those words. And because I'm proud of where I am now, and I can look back and I can own the imperfections. And I pray that people who read this or people who listen to this conversation can maybe take that away too, that it's okay, that you don't have to pretend that things happen differently than how they actually happened, that we all agreed to have these experiences. So let's experience them. And, when we know better, we do better.
And then acknowledge, like, I love that. I love that was a healing tool for you and your daughter.
Yeah.
Amazing. And to acknowledge, like, hey, this wasn't great. This is the way it was. I tried my best. Like, I know I've had that same conversation with my mom, and I'm like, it's okay. it's okay. I understand. Like, you did the best that you could, given the circumstance you were in. But it's really nice to, say that out loud and just kind of
there. Like I didn't allow myself to sit in the pain of the fact that my daughter was denying her experience to protect my heart, and I held the beauty of that, but I'm like, oh no, I don't want you to sit with that for another minute. I just don't. Yeah. So in areas that I never thought that these conversations will come up and this healing will come about. And I really feel as though the readers, this is rippling, our healing's rippling.
It is. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So in wrapping up here, is there something that you would like to impart our audience with? A little tip, a piece of information?
Sure. I think you need to look around, and if things are going really well in your life, if things are blissful, I want you to just soak that in. I want you to soak that in. And I want you to realize that life is an ebb and flow. And I want you to work with whatever tools you have, whatever experience you're having, work with that and find out what it's trying to teach you. What are you meant to learn? Whether it's the bliss, you're needing to learn to sit in the present and enjoy what is going on now. Or if you're really going through it, acknowledge this is crap. What is it trying to teach me so I can get to the other side of it? And you'd be surprised how quickly things shift and things open up, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks, Kim.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on here. Thanks for a wonderful conversation. I'm just super excited to talk to you and just be in your energetic presence. I love it.
Well, I truly appreciate that. And the feeling is definitely mutual. And okay. I have a feeling we're going to be working together again. I can see that coming.
Yeah. You actually gave me an idea for my next book during our chat here. So thanks.
Oh, sure. And you've given me ideas for mine as well.
Excellent. Everybody's been asking, so it's like when you have a baby, you have one baby and then everybody wants to know when the second one is. I'm like, this is my fourth book. Okay. and this is the third one with my name on the cover of it. and everybody wants to know when my next book is coming out. I'm like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
let me revel in this moment.
Yeah. Let me get everything put away and processed. And yeah.
That's
kind of like having a 3-week-old baby, and everybody is like, oh, when are you gonna have another one? Well,
just a minute.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah. You've opened up a Pandora's box with me anyway, just getting through this experience. Yeah. I've realized how healing, my experiences can be, and I'm definitely going to expand on my article.
I love it. Well, so I'll talk to you about it afterwards, because now I have an idea for the next collaborative book. All right. Well, you guys watching this, please stay tuned for more information.
But wait, there's more. Yeah.
But wait, there's more. So Kim, where can people find you?
People can find me in Leesport, Pennsylvania. You can go onto my website at gentlearrowenergyhealing.com. You can find me on Facebook at Gentle Arrow Energy Healing, or Gentle Arrow Healing. I have that one too.
Fabulous.
So I'm pretty easy to find. So, and reach out. I love talking to people. I love learning about people's experiences, and seeing what tools you have, what we can work with to move things along for you.
I love it. All right. So I am Alicia McBride. This is Kimberly Nice. We were here talking about the spiritual awakening and how much it is not fun, and it is messy, and it's not pretty, and that's okay.
Yes. And it creates these beautiful pauses and these beautiful experiences. So if you're in it, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're not,
you can do it.
Yes.
All right. So we will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.